viewers, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I wanted to do my brunch fragrances. So these are all the fragrances that I would wear for like an at-home brunch, tea time, maybe like a debut. They kind of work for different events, as well as these are all not just brunch fragrances. Most of these are everyday fragrances, something you just throw on and smell really, really nice. And just a disclaimer, this is all opinion based. Although I feel like these are for a specific event, i.e. a brunch, you can wear these any time of the day. So we're gonna get started. Okay, so for my first fragrance, I have Gucci Bloom. This is the original Gucci Bloom. It has that Rangoon Creeper. It's just like I know it's a jasmine based fragrance, but it smells like a white floral. It is probably my everyday fragrance, but this is definitely something I would wear if you're outside at if you're having like brunch on like a patio, or like, you know, like a tent type of brunch. It's very, very light, very airy. I think this is perfect for brunch. Okay, so this fragrance has a jasmine base, but it also has like a natural tuberose. For me, this is a very like an outside brunch, like a thriving garden of flowers, like a tent type of brunch you're having. This is very like on brand for a brunch. It has a really nice projection, I will say. I layer this, so I actually have the lotion as well as the body cream. If you have not seen my video on how to layer fragrance, I do have that. I will list that up here so you guys can see, but I layer this fragrance, but even that, it's so effortless that the dry down is very natural smelling. Like it's not like a off-putting type of fragrance. The projection on this is great, even though it's very light, airy, like natural smelling. So that's my first pick. In no specific order, it is Gucci Bloom. So my next fragrance is obviously a Marc Jacobs fragrance. When I think of brunch, I think of a Marc Jacobs fragrance. I think of something very light, very pretty, sort of like an AM scent. Again, everyday type of fragrance. I love this one. It's a fruity floral. So as you know, this is a hybrid fragrance of the Oh So Fresh from Marc Jacobs, as well as the Daisy Love. So it's like their little sister. It's a very light, pretty scent. It actually reminds me of like mascarpone icing. It comes like on a triple berry cake. It has that cloud berry in it, those white raspberries in it. It just smells like a parfait, like something fruity, something fresh, like a seasonal berry. It's amazing. I highly recommend this one if you're someone who likes a very sweet floral. Oh, it's just so like, it's like a blush, like a light, airy, fruity fragrance. It's not like super off-putting, you know, because you're in like an enclosed space, that type of thing. Something very intimate where, you know, it's not too off-putting. Although the Gucci Bloom is a floral fragrances, this one works better if you're kind of outside, you know, in the elements, you know, there's space, because florals to some people can come off very strong. I love a good white floral, but this one is perfect if you're like in an intimate type of enclosed type of brunch space. So I would highly recommend this one for brunch, and that is Daisy Love Marc Jacobs Oh So Sweet. So my next fragrance, it's not I know it's Mimosa and Cardamom by Jo Malone. It is not the mimosa you're thinking, like mimosas for brunch, but I thought it'd be really funny and cute since it does mention mimosas. So this one is a mimosa, like the flower. It's not like the actual drink, but I thought it'd be really cute. This, again, it's kind of an AM scent. A lot of people feel Jo Malone fragrances are meant to be mixed, so you can mix them. They are for men and women, even though this isn't a women's video. They are for men and women. Very nice, very airy. It has cardamom, mimosa, of course, and then it has a tonka bean, so like a vanilla type-esque smell. To me, tonka bean is a standout in this fragrance. You know, tonka bean is like used in bread pudding. It's used in like simple syrups like coffee. So very brunch to me. I would wear this one for brunch. Again, you can mix these fragrances. I prefer, if you're going to buy your very first Jo Malone, I know that, you know, it's better to, things are moving streamlined and, you know, everything's on the internet. You just buy it and go. I think that their fragrances in particular are ones you have to go in the counter to experience. They have it set up so nicely and they help you mix them. And, you know, there's that perfume history. If you have the time, I highly recommend going into the actual Jo Malone store, wherever they have a store, and just getting the whole Jo Malone experience. For me, it made me appreciate their fragrances way more. So that is Jo Malone Cardamom, Mimosa and Cardamom. So next fragrance is Oscar de la Renta Bella Rosa. I picked this fragrance, although the original Oscar de la Renta Bella Blanca is marketed as a like a wedding fragrance. This gives me bridesmaid. This gives me like morning wedding, morning dew. It is a eau de parfum. It has that pink pepper, pink rose, and I've smelled the patchouli. So again, it's a very kind of like a white floral. Pink pepper, it is used in fragrances, but it's also used in certain foods, in cakes. It's in light cream sauces. That's what it reminds me of. So just going back to that type of brunch, very parfait, very light, very effortless. This one has an okay projection. I will say it's more of a skin scent. If you layer it, by all means, of course, it's going to have a different projection. But for me, this one is a very light skin scent. Not super off-putting, very lightweight, very versatile. I would wear this one to, like, you know, of course, a brunch, but I would also wear this one to like a debut. It's like a very debutante, you know, very light, kind of girly fragrance. So that is my second pick for a brunch fragrance. This is Oscar de la Renta Bella Rosa. I obviously had to use a Chanel fragrance in this one. I love Chanel. I'm not gonna say I have a Chanel bias, but Chanel is probably one of my favorite fragrance houses. This one is the Eau Fresh. A lot of people refer this one to like a summer scent. So again, very light, very AM. It is a fresh though. I think a lot of people, when they think of fresh, they think of kind of a lemony or like a clean. This one is actually both to me. It has that teakwood note, the jasmine. It's very sparkling. I think of champagne. I think of mimosas even. I think of a very fruity drink when I think of this fragrance. And another thing I want to mention about fragrances that are clean, I would wear this one for something like okay, so how do I say that where it makes sense? Okay, so this is a fresh fragrance. For me, I love using fresh fragrances for if I'm going to be out and maybe I'm kind of perspiring a little bit, only because it's so fresh that instead of that musk with, you know, those the floral fragrances, because it's a very fresh fragrance, it works almost as like a, I don't know how to say mask. Like, people wear this when they wear Eau Fresh, they wear it because, you know, it's a hot summer day and it's very lemony, very citrusy. I find that notes like that is very energizing, very citrusy, works really well if you are outside. So this would be like an outside brunch type of fragrance, type of vibe, very sparkling again. I love this one. It smells amazing on the skin. This is a skin scent, but also the projection on this is so powerful. I would do like a light lotion with this, or maybe even nothing, because Chanel fragrances, regardless of that this is being an eau de toilette, they formulated it completely different. I think a lot of people get caught up on that eau de toilette and they're thinking, oh, it's a weaker scent, and that's not always the case. For Chanel, they might say to themselves, you know, we have the eau de parfum. They do have a Chanel Chance eau de parfum, but I think with something that has, I think this has jasmine citron in it, we think it might work better as an eau de toilette. That does not always mean it's less oil based, and, you know, sometimes people, I mean, it could be less oil based because it's an eau de toilette, but that does not mean it's going to be weaker. Like, I don't want you to get wrapped up in eau de toilette and you're thinking, oh, it's a weaker fragrance. That's not the case, especially with Chanel. You're going to get your money's worth. This one is very good if you're just like starting out on fragrances and you're kind of leveling up from all the body sprays and you don't want anything that's super overpowering, but you want something that is floral, natural smelling. I would go with this one. So this is my like number one summer scent. It's my everyday scent, my AM scent, but especially my brunch scent, just because it reminds me of like champagne and like sparkling drinks. So the next pick is YSL Mon Paris. Any of the YSL Mon Paris will do. I personally recommend any of them. It's a very AM scent, very girly, very pretty scent. So any of them will do. This is the Eau de Parfum that I have in my hand. I like this one because, again, it just smells like champagne and berries. And I'm thinking like breakfast. I'm thinking parfait. You know, it does have those white, it's like a white floral, but it also has that white musk. Any of the YSL Mon Paris will actually do. I know there's like 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken, but super versatile, super feminine. This one has a decent projection. I wouldn't say this is a skin scent per se. This is just, when you think girly fragrances, you think something like this. A lot of people associate that with things like Flower Bomb, you know, super girly, super effortless. So this would be definitely my pick, or any of the Mon Paris. Like I said, with the Chanel Eau Fraiche, this one smells very sparkling. I always refer back to like a very seasonal drink, like a sangria, like a peach Bellini, something very, you know, breakfast parfait, you know, brunch for this video. I love this one. Any Mon Paris you have on hand, it's no big deal, but this is the Eau de Parfum. Has that red berry, it smells like champagne. So this would be my brunch pick as well. I am going to mention a scent. I know it's super annoying, but I just wanted to include this. If you ever get your hands on it, this is the Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. This is the original blend. They actually reformulated, I want to say a couple years ago. So it smells totally different. But again, like I said, it's a very brunch fragrance, but it's also more importantly like a debutante tea. It's a very it's very professional, but it's very girly at the same time. So it does have that original ambergris in it. There is another one. I do have that one. It smells amazing, but if you ever get your hands on this one is like your debutante tea, like quintessential. When I think brunch, I think Dior. Anything Dior. This one dries down to like a white floral to me. It projects a great deal. So I would use this one, you know, kind of outside in the elements, very patio brunch like. But this one definitely reminds me of a brunch, like debutante debut vibe. I don't know how to explain it, but if you ever get your hands on the Miss Dior Eau de Parfum, the original blend, highly recommend for that type of event. So my next scent is Burberry. I took a course with I think she was an ambassador, but she worked on behalf of Burberry, and she kept saying it's not Burberry, it's Burberry, like very bougie like. But I do have a bias because this is like my everyday scent. But more importantly, that dark berry, that musk, that the amber that it has in it, it just comes off like a vibrant, fruity gourmand. Not gourmand like a strong like caramel, but more like berries, like something edible. I would say this would be my everyday fragrance, but more importantly, this would be something like ideal. So this is that, it has that dark berries in it, raspberry, that jasmine accord, that dry amber. It's a very, to me, it's a very jasmine based fragrance. It has those white florals in it. The marketing, kind of the ad campaign was very Londoner. I think Cara Delevingne was in in a picture with, it seemed like the AM, and she was outside and it was a cherry blossom. So I think of that, like very fruity, but at the very same time still very floral. This is a very intimate fragrance. I don't want to say it's a skin scent. It does have an amazing projection for me with Burberry. All of their fragrances, really, they have like a really nice projection. Oh, it's just very like AM, like very like girly. I don't know how they're able to do it. I know it's like a Londoner, like a girl about town, but it just seems very daytime to me. Again, this is my everyday fragrance. I would wear this on a date, like a night date. But I immediately think brunch when I think of this, just because of that sparkling, those berries that are in it. I don't know, berries I always associate berry fragrances with parfait. So parfait, breakfast, brunch, that type of thing. All right, so that is my full list of brunch fragrances for women. If you enjoyed this video, give it a really big thumbs up. Leave me any fragrances you'd like to try from this video, or what is your brunch scent. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.